This is Dave. Calm water, nothing in sight. Toward him drifts the sea's most venomous animal. It has 24 eyes, no single brain behind them. In minutes, it can stop Dave's heart, not with pain, not by drowning him, with something faster and stranger. An off switch for it exists. Too late for Dave. You probably picture a jellyfish sting as one quick zap. It isn't. This one comes in almost invisible, pale, soft, easy to miss. To Dave, it just looks like a clear patch of water. Each tentacle, up to 60 per animal, is a loaded weapon. Stretched out, a single one can run longer than Dave is tall. Every inch of it is packed with millions of microscopic capsules. Each one is a coiled harpoon, pressurized, loaded, waiting. Brush against them, and they fire in about 3 milliseconds. Faster than a nerve can even tell Dave he's been touched. The signal of the touch hasn't even reached his brain yet. No aim, no warning. The trigger is pure contact. Each harpoon punches the skin and pumps venom into the tissue. Not one. Thousands at once. In a full wrap, far more. Millions of needles, firing in a single heartbeat. Here's the cruel part. The more skin it touches, the bigger the dose. A light brush leaves a welt. A tentacle coiled around a leg is a different category entirely. It's less a sting and more like being stapled by a cloud. So Dave isn't stung. He's injected thousands of times in an instant. By the time he feels anything, the venom is already in. Then the pain arrives, and pain is too small a word. There's no buildup, it's instant and everywhere at once. Survivors describe it like being branded with a hot wire. It ranks among the worst pain in the natural world. Remember those thousands of injections? Everyone lights up a pain nerve, not in sequence, all in the same instant. Your nervous system is built to flag damage. This buries it. The pain doesn't trickle in. It hits like one wall of fire. In one large study, 3 in 10 victims needed injected painkillers. There's no position, no breath, no thought that turns it down. People don't flinch. They scream, they thrash, they claw at the tentacle. Some pass out from the pain alone, and Dave is standing in open water when it hits. Panic and water are a bad mix by themselves. But here's the part that matters. Pain this enormous feels like it has to be the thing that kills you. It isn't. Agony that big just feels lethal. The body is wrong about that. It's the loudest thing happening to Dave, not the most dangerous. For Dave, the next few seconds are pure white noise. The real damage is quiet, and some of it is already surfacing on his skin. Look at the spot where the tentacle landed. Within minutes, the skin starts telling the story. First, pale white welts rise along the line of contact. Then they flare red, long, raised whip marks across the skin. Doctors even have a name for the pattern, a frosted ladder, climbing the limb. Up close, it looks almost like a burn, but it keeps spreading. This isn't heat. It's chemistry, eating tissue. Because the venom isn't just hurting the skin, it's killing it from the inside out. The same pore-punching toxins tear open the cells they touch. Cell by cell, a strip of Dave's skin begins to die. Over hours, the marks blister and darken. Over days, the dead tissue can peel away. Deep stings sometimes need surgery to clear out what's left. Whatever heals over often heals into a scar, a permanent print of the tentacle. And suppose Dave somehow survives this. He still doesn't walk away clean. In up to 6 of every 10 victims, the rash returns weeks later. The skin keeps the memory long after the animal is gone. That line on his arm is a map of exactly where it wrapped, but the skin is only the part you can see. The real fight is happening in the blood. The skin was the loud part. The blood is where this is decided. Down here, nothing looks dramatic yet. No wound, no blood, no warning. But the venom isn't aimed at Dave's skin. It's aimed at his cells. Dave's blood is packed with cells, each one a tiny sealed bag, and each bag keeps one thing locked carefully inside. Potassium. Lots of it in the cell, almost none outside. That gap is the whole point. Your nerves and your heartbeat run on that exact difference. The venom's whole job is to break the bag open. These toxins don't slice. They punch holes straight through the cell wall. Through every hole, potassium pours out into the bloodstream. And here's the unsettling part. The cell doesn't even have to die first. In the lab, potassium floods the blood within about 5 minutes. The cells don't fully fall apart until closer to 20. So the poison is loose long before there's any real wreckage to see. And it isn't a foreign chemical. It's Dave's own potassium, pulled out of his cells, dumped into his blood by the millions. Now that blood does the one thing blood always does. It moves, carrying the poison straight to the only organ that can't survive it. The heart is the worst possible place for this poison to arrive. Because a heartbeat isn't a squeeze, it's an electrical signal, a spark that runs through the muscle and says, "Now, beat." And that spark is built out of potassium moving in and out of cells. The whole system assumes the blood stays low and steady in potassium. The venom just broke that assumption. Now the blood washing through the heart is thick with it. The spark can't reset cleanly between one beat and the next. And other toxins are hitting the heart muscle directly. So the rhythm doesn't just slow down, it scrambles. For a moment the body fights. Pressure spikes as the heart strains. Then it can't hold. The pressure falls off a cliff, and none of this takes hours. It takes minutes. In the worst stings, the heart can lose its rhythm in 2 to 5. Dave is still standing in waist-deep water when his heart gives out. No collapse into the waves. A strong adult. Just going quiet. That's what unsettles people. There was barely a fight. Now, that was the worst case, not the everyday one. Most of these stings are pure agony, not a death sentence. What killed Dave was the amount. A long tentacle, fully wrapped, a massive dose into the blood, all in one instant. Which leaves one obvious question. Where was the rescue? Rewind a few minutes. Suppose someone was standing right next to Dave. Could they have saved him? Here's the honest answer. The thing a trained rescuer grabs first isn't a bandage. It's vinegar. Most people think vinegar is the antidote. It isn't. What it does is freeze the harpoons that haven't fired yet. The venom already pumped into Dave? Vinegar can't reach a drop of it, and even vinegar is argued over. In some tests, it may make things worse. What's not argued, do not rinse it with fresh water. Fresh water makes the unfired capsules fire. You'd be helping the venom in. Peeing on it? A myth. Useless here. Sometimes harmful. The one move that actually counts. If his heart stops, start CPR now. But CPR only buys minutes. It doesn't pull the poison back out. For that, there is an anti-venom, made since the 1970s from sheep. It's real, and it's still used. But here's the catch. In the lab, it took around 70 minutes to neutralize the venom. 70 minutes against a heart that can quit in 5. Line up every clock. Venom, ambulance, hospital. And the venom wins. For a full wrap like Dave's, that race was lost before help arrived. So is there nothing that beats this venom? Not exactly. In 2019, scientists went hunting for the venom's weak point. They asked a simple question. What does the venom need from your cells to work? They switched off genes one by one until the venom went blind. And they found it. The venom leans on cholesterol. In your own cell walls, pull that cholesterol away, and the toxin loses its grip on the cell. So they tried a cheap drug that strips cholesterol from membranes. In mice and in cells, it worked, even applied 15 minutes after the sting. It blocked the pain. It stopped the skin from dying. It kept the cells from rupturing. An off switch for the agony and the rotting skin. But read that list again. Notice what's missing from it. It was never shown to stop the heart from stopping. For the one thing that actually kills you, there's still no proven switch. And all of it is still mice and petri dishes. No human antidote yet. Here's the strangest part. The thing that did this has 24 eyes and no real brain. It wasn't hunting Dave. It can't even plan that. This whole weapon evolved to drop something the size of his finger. Dave just waded into a trap built for shrimp, and his body couldn't tell the difference. An off switch may exist one day. It came too late for Dave. The water closes over. It looks exactly as calm as it did before he walked in. The ocean has quieter ways to kill Dave. One's hiding inside a pretty seashell. Watch that next.